Just imagine that all the talent of your favorite player comes inside you and that poor guy becomes a useless person without any talent. Something like this happens in our story today. At the beginning of the story, we see a 16-year-old boy named Brian. His childhood dream was to become a basketball player, but even after working very hard, he could not join his school team Eagles. Later, he was given the job of holding towels and water bottles of the team players. One day, Brian was watching the basketball match of his favorite player Kevin. Kevin won many points for his team by continuously putting the ball in the net. Seeing this, Brian was very impressed. That day, he promised himself that he would also become a great player like Kevin. After this, Brian also started practicing enthusiastically and he tried to put the ball in the net many times, but he fell badly every time. On the other hand, when Kevin was returning after winning the match, a crowd of reporters and fans surrounded him. Then his agent Alan rescued him from the crowd and brought him out. Then the next day, Brian was talking to his best friend Myth in school. Then he saw a new girl named Isabel. Brian's heart started beating fast when he saw a girl passing by and he started smiling like crazy. Isabel also smiled at him. Later, during lunchtime, he was looking at Isabel. Then Mitch explained to him that he should not become crazy after Isabel because the whole school considers him a loser. Then Brian said that she is an EI and he does not know anything. That is why he decided to talk to Isabel as soon as possible. Then a mischievous boy named Corner played a video on the cafeteria TV. In that video, Brian was trying to jump like Kevin with the help of trampoline, but he went straight and got stuck in the net. Seeing this, all the children started laughing and making fun of Brian. Brian became very embarrassed. He quietly went away from there and Isabel felt very bad for him. Later, when Brian was sitting sad at home, his father came there and gave him 2 tickets of a basketball match as a gift. Brian jumped with joy on seeing them. Soon Brian went to watch the match with his father. Brian was very happy to see his favorite player Kevin playing brilliantly. Then during the break, the host announced that one lucky person from the audience will get a chance to hit a basketball shot. Soon the name of the winner was announced and it was none other than Brian's father. But like every father, instead of fulfilling his dream, he gave a ticket to his son and sent him to the court. When Brian reached the court, the host said that if he was able to hit the shot, he would get a prize of $200. Then Brian saw that the same boy was standing in the corner with his camera ready to make a video of him. Well, Brian threw the ball but instead of hitting the target, it hit the mascot of the team present there. Poor Brian was returning from there feeling embarrassed when suddenly he met Kevin. Kevin encouraged him and gave him a ball as a gift with his autograph. Brian was unable to control his happiness after seeing his favorite player. He said that he wished he also had an honor like Kevin. Then Kevin said that hard work defeats even honor. Saying this, he gave the basketball to Brian and suddenly an energy came out of it and went into Brian. Then the next morning when Brian woke up, he heard on the radio that yesterday after the break, Kevin played very badly due to which his team also lost. Hearing this, Brian felt a little sad but he got ready and went to school. Then in the evening, Brian and Mitch went to a fair where Corner and Isabel were also present. Corner was trying to win a big teddy for Isabel by throwing a ball in the net but even after trying many times, he failed. Seeing this, Brian and Mitch started laughing loudly. Seeing this, Corner got angry and he made Brian hold the ball and said, "Tutu kark dickai ho." At first, Brian thought that he would get insulted but as soon as he threw the ball, it went straight to the target. Seeing this, everyone was shocked. They thought that he must have hit a jackpot but then Brian surprised everyone by hitting many shots continuously. Then Corner left from there, growling in anger and Brian won the teddy bear and gave it to Isabel. Then both of them shook hands and started roaming the fair together. On the other side, Kevin was practicing basketball but he was having a lot of difficulty in hitting shots. Due to this, both he and Alan were surprised. He was upset because Kevin had lost very badly in the last match. However, Alan explained to him that this happens to everyone. Brian was practicing at home and he saw that his skills had increased a lot overnight. The next day Brian came to the court wearing a basketball jersey in school. The coach said that you have already played catch with other children, then why have you come wearing a jersey? Brian said that he also wants to be a part of the team. At first the coach refused him, but when Brian started pleading again and again, the coach gave him a chance to prove himself. Then Brian was pitted against the Corner who was the captain of the team. He was hitting shots so easily that everyone was stunned to see this. Everyone started thinking what he had eaten. Then the coach himself pitted him against him, but Brian defeated him too. Finally, pleased with his ability, the coach included him in the team. Then in the next few days Brian played many matches against other school teams and made his team win. Soon he became famous in the school and everyone started trying to become his friend. Brian also came closer to Isabel and both of them fell in love. On the other hand, Kevin's game was getting worse day by day. due to which he was getting a lot of bad name in the media. Alan tried to help Kevin. He tried a lot. He even called Kevin's mother so that she could motivate Kevin, but unfortunately it was of no use. Then one day Kevin came to shoot an ad for basketball shoes, but he was not able to run with the ball. Then he tried for hours to give the right take, but he failed. Finally, the director got fed up and removed him from the ad. Then Alan was watching Kevin being defamed on TV, so he changed the channel and he saw news of Brian, seeing whose ability people were calling him the next Kevin Durant. Then Alan remembered that this boy could not even put the ball in the net 4 weeks ago, leave alone putting it. He threw the ball 4 kilometers away. Then he saw Brian's match videos. Then he realized that Brian played exactly like Kevin. This made Alan doubt whether the powers of Kevin and Brian have been interchanged. Later he told Kevin about this. He told that earlier Brian used to catch the towel of these other players and now he has become the best player in the junior tournament. But Kevin did not believe his words and he thought that Alan has gone mad. He was shocked. "Hey brother." Well, the next day Alan took Kevin to Brian's school and introduced him to Brian. Then he forcefully made both of them shake hands so that he could get Kevin's skill back. Then Alan asked them to spend the whole day together because both of them are such good basketball players. Then Brian and Kevin talked a lot and ate together. Well, despite being together the whole day, their powers did not get exchanged, which made Alan very upset. Now ego had come inside Brian and he kept shooting baskets alone without passing the ball to anyone. Although because of him his team won, but his friends were very upset because basketball is a game of the whole team. On the other hand, Kevin was also playing a match where he was not able to hit even a single shot. Then all the spectators and media people started insulting him because they had never seen anyone play so badly. On the other hand, Brian kept a party in celebration of his victory in the evening in which many children were invited. But Isabel was not feeling good at all because now Brian was not that cute sweet boy like before. Now brother was full of tension. She told Brian that they should go talk alone, but Brian didn't want to leave his cool new friends. Isabel got angry at this and left from there. Soon Alan reached the party and talked to Brian. Alan told him that his and Kevin's powers have been exchanged. Brian did not believe this at all. Alan asked him, "Okay, how did you become a superstar player overnight? Tell me, were you practicing while sleeping?" Alan asked him to return Kevin's skill, but Brian said, "Look brother, I did not do anything knowingly. Whatever has come has come. I am not returning it." But before leaving, Alan told him that it is not right to cheat everyone by misusing someone else's skill. Then the next day in school, the coach gathered the Eagles team and said that now they are just one match away from becoming the champion. Hearing this, everyone was overjoyed. Well, later when Brian was going on his bicycle, he saw Kevin's poster. He felt bad for Kevin because he was playing very badly and due to this, everyone started hating him. Then Brian decided that he will return Kevin's power. Now he called Alan and told him about this. After this, both of them reached the court, where Kevin was practicing. Brian and Alan said, "Brother, take your power back." But Kevin was not ready to accept such a thing. But when Brian showed his ability and especially showed Kevin's signature move which only Kevin used to do, Kevin was also a little surprised to see that. After this, they tried a lot to exchange their skills. They held the same ball and said the same words, but still nothing happened. All three of them got very upset with this. Well, later Brian went to Isabel's house and apologized to her. Although she was still angry, she forgave Brian and called him inside. Then Brian told her the whole story of exchanging powers with Kevin, which Isabel also did not believe. But then Brian showed her the video of that day in which all this had happened. As soon as he saw that his ball had hit the cartoon, a light bulb lit up in Brian's mind and he ran away. He reached the basketball court directly where Kevin was playing a match. He saw that Kevin's team's score was 0 till now. Then Brian quickly entered there and told Kevin that he has found a way to return Kevin's powers. He said that first he will hit the ball to their mascot because the same thing happened that day too. After this, he hit the mascot present there with the ball and made him fall. After this, both of them caught the ball and Kevin said that he wished he had the same talent as Brian. Then Brian said that hard work defeats talent. Then suddenly an energy came out of Brian and went to Kevin. This meant that their plan was successful. Then soon the game started again and Kevin once again started playing brilliantly. He hit one shot after another which left all the spectators stunned. Finally, the team won because of him. Brian was very happy. Then the next day Brian also had his final match, but he knew that this time he would not be able to play well. When the match started, he started falling like before, due to which his coach got worried. Then Kevin and Alan came there, due to which Brian got more nervous, and then he remembered Kevin's words that hard work defeats talent. Then Brian gathered his teammates and said that he is not playing well today. That is why now they have to play well. Everyone has to play together. They made their complete plan keeping in mind each other's abilities and entered the game with enthusiasm. Soon Brian's team made a good score, but in the last 10 seconds they needed 2 points and the ball now came to Brian. Then he tried to take 3 points by throwing the ball from there, and luckily the ball went straight into the basket. Ultimately they won the match because of Brian's points. Then everyone lifted Brian on their shoulders and Kevin left from there saying goodbye to Brian. If you get a chance, then which sports famous player would you like to become? Do tell in the comments.